Almeidrea, the fourth lord you encountered. Normally I would look at the realm and use that to help identify how it may reflect the lord, but in this case that is not really something I can do. She lost control of the realm from the resistance group who took over. However, the rebellion leader is intended to be a reflection of the Lord in some ways. First being their lack of care for others. They will do anything to live and assert their superiority. Then there is the fort that Almeidrea used as her hideout when the rebels took over. She does a lot of research and does experiments. It says that she likely pursues knowledge, and based on the religious experience when she ruled over them, she seems to give off a feeling of, what if I do this or do that, in experimentation to figure out various things. Considering that she had pushed the windmill against the natural flow of the current, that gives me the feeling or idea rather that she is willing to have a less efficiency in obtaining in one area to gain more efficiency in another area that she values even more, I guess in the sense of pursuit of knowledge. Plus, since you have the Daniels using even more energy trying to push the windmill in the opposite direction, this will allow for more astral energy to be produced, which is more than likely why they had to do it in that sort of fashion. Sounds to me that they really did not have much of an idea what to do with her. That and this was to show what happens to when the rebellions take over before the main cast arrives, much in the way she probably rolled was to aid in her experiment. With that said, when the rebels actually manage to catch her, or rather she allows herself to be captured by the rebels, she has them, well, she was in hiding first so that the people can eat enough of the fruit's Helgen for her to finally be able to take and absorb their astral energy and force the hollowing on them. This also is where she lost maniacally with how everything went, and in a way is a reflection of Deadeye. Also, why did they call him Deadeye? They literally are telling the player that, well, I'm dead, he's gonna die. Not that it was very much a surprise, even without the name. I just feel like they could have been a little bit more creative with the name. That's all. Also, I don't really like the name. Then again, I suppose it's on a character that you're not supposed to like anyway, so what does it matter? But in any case, I really enjoyed how they introduced her in this fashion. It shows how ruthless she can be in the sense of, well, what she does in order to get what she wants. This also shows her ability to plan ahead even when things go awry. Then again, she didn't have much to fear. And well, she had other ways of dealing with them, but she chose this way, because at least this way, she gathers more astral energy, other than instead of just trying to trample them over with her magic abilities. This is also where we find out that Almeidrea is the witch who killed all of the mages, and this is who Ringo has vengeance on. Or at least has the highest sense on vengeance on. Now I can talk more deeper about this whole thing between Mel and Almeidrea, but I think it might be better for a different video. But I suppose what I can say about it is that the point of Almeidrea to do this is to fess up hate at this point, even though she had no idea another mage lived. And part of it may have something to do with her gratitude towards the mages giving her knowledge, well, stolen knowledge really, and with the knowledge that she learned from the mages, she figured how to summon creatures, and that she summons it on the party to help her escape. She manages to escape through the shipyard that she has been creating. However, I don't really understand how the resistance group didn't really come here, or at least it doesn't seem like they came here. I feel like the shipyard was more of there as a plot convenience rather than something that has been fully fleshed out. Though I could be wrong, but I would imagine the rebels probably would have checked this place and even checked the ship just in case in order to find Almeidrea. However, there's no evidence to suggest that they even did something close to that, despite having and knowing that they have other Daniels working on these ships and whatnot, working in the shipyard. However, That could also be interpreted as that I'm only caring about the Danans and his immediate group, because it is much easier to rule those who are close by you than more distant, far away in a more geographical context. But I suppose even in a more intimate context as well. But in any case, the party catches up to her grand ship that she has, and well, there are some powerful Zoogles in there. In a way, this is further proof of her experimenting with the submarines, but also kind of exemplifies her trickery in some regards, because she has these Zoogles who turn invisible. Then you have, I suppose, a mini-boss with a dragon. Of course, there's also a dragon, a part of the final boss fight with her. And well, I joked that it was Bahamut, and phew, I almost thought it was gonna be called Bahamut for a second there. Thankfully, it's called something else. Something I struggled to pronounce. And then, here we go with the boss fight. Yes. Well, I don't find the fight particularly hard or difficult, so granted it did take me a while. However, there are things you can exploit, like with Rinwell. I guess I could just show you what I did. That's some easy damage right there. Just get underneath and just use your AoE electric move, and that was just great. And then her Mystic Art has limited range, so you can just kind of stay back, just spam with projectiles. Yeah, a little tedious and time consuming, but it gets the job done. Although, what did bother me is right when you start the battle with her, she says a line, something about Rinwell hating her and becoming closer to being her. Yeah, literally killed my interest in the character. There was quite a bit of interest in the beginning with how they introduced her. And then, it's like, okay, there's some things here and there, but this line literally killed any sort of thing I had. It falls into a tarot cliche, in my opinion, and well, that being, the hero and villain, in a sense, are the same in one and the same, where, you know, some minor difference could bring they are two sides of the same coin idea. And there's nothing wrong with trying to do that, but, like, it's not a particularly bad thing to try to do. It's hard to execute on the premise without sounding ridiculous in one fashion or another. Even if there's some level of truth to that, it is just, I mean, like, in a way, it's quite generic in the sense of, like, yeah, these differences in people can literally happen based off of, like, different events and how they work through these various scenarios in with their inner self as well. And without giving proper nuances, as well as not sounding so cliche, it just kind of feels... It just kind of comes off as poor writing skills. Plus, it doesn't seem like Almeidrea has this hatred of sorts, or rather she has the curiosity of knowledge, which are two completely different things, which in a sense is similar to Rinwell, and she enjoys messing with people. She's quite the sadist for that reason. She's perfectly okay with torturing these people, guilt-free, yeah, to further her own volition. Although it is strange to me that she seems to care more about knowledge than, say, the crown contest, even though the Renans care about the crown contest quite a lot. To many of them, it means the world to them. To become a lord and ultimately become the sovereign. While the other lords also enjoy watching the Danans suffer, Almeidrea is a bit different in the sense that she's more enthusiastic about, say, pushing her limits, I guess. The others used as a means of ruling, but Almeidrea seems to do it for more than just ruling over the Danans. She quite gleefully watch as the Danans suffer. Not to say the others don't, but she also seems to use the Danans for more than the standard typical way that the other lords have done, such as having a shipyard and having them build ships as well as sail them. The ship is not really a necessity, but rather more of a luxury. Now think about it, we don't really see much of the luxurious things that the other lords partake in or enjoy. But I suppose Balsif is more of the lazy king ruler, I guess. Then again, you have Gabelt having the Danan armor in display, so that could also have some indication to some of his interests, which honestly I probably should have put into their own videos. But I guess that's too late for that. Well, moving on, but the interest of their curiosity is quite different. And well, moving on to like after we beat her, they bring up the question of effectively capital punishment, right? And whether or not she deserves to live. And Rinwell lets her go, or rather decides not to kill her or just keep her captive, right? And to me that felt wrong, in the sense of I feel like for the character she would want to kill her. Not that it would be necessarily morally correct or not, but rather I would feel like it would fit the character in this particular situation. Yes, I mean I know that there's the thing with law, but that's neither here nor there. But that is not the purpose of this video, so I'm gonna ignore that for now. What I don't understand is why would Rinwell hold off for people to vote when you have Renans ruling the realms? I mean, yes, I understand that we now have Danans after we liberated the 3 other realms, but at the same time, you should probably guess that they are more than likely going to they're going to want to put her on the stake and kill her. So, yes. Well, I mean, which I guess they could try to do something with this idea, but they just have it for the sake of having it. I don't see any real merit to the story, especially after that she dies anyways by the other character. And it's not even by like the main cast character, it's by like a completely different character. It makes this whole dilemma with choosing to kill her or not pointless in my eyes. They don't appear to be saying anything new or special about it. It's just surface level. And well, she had quite a bit of potential to be an interesting, well thought out antagonist, but in the end she suffered from being put into a box of the kind of character they wanted to be and what they want to make out of her through her dynamic with Rinwell. But they made it feel so surface level that it doesn't mean anything. I mean, I guess that's it for this video. Good luck. And with that, goodbye.